yesterday, the Met Gala happened. We live reacted to the Met Gala, and there was some friendly faces there. Okay, some friends of the show were there, and one of the friends of the show that was at the Met Gala that was invited there was Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez. Obviously, this immediately drew the ire of every Republican on the planet. People were losing their minds over AOC attending the Met Gala. She not only attended the Met Gala, but she also attended wearing a dress that the designer who invited her had made for her. Now, there was a lot of leftists who also lost their minds. I would go so far as say the overwhelming majority of leftists, including those who I have a lot of respect for. Now, I understand why a lot of people were upset, and I personally also think that it was a bad PR move. I'm actually unironically shocked that she chose to take this action, considering that, like, she has a entire team of people. How did they not realize, like, the way that this was going to look? And I mean, look, people are clowning on me by proxy, as always. I mean, I wore this shirt like in 2015 or some shit. I don't remember when. It was like an old ass shirt that my friend had designed, and everyone was shitting on me nonstop for it. They were clowning on me for like the past 2 weeks. And basically what AOC did was wear that shirt, but to the Met Gala. Okay, so she wore this design as a tax the rich, and here is what I think was not great about it. Okay, are you guys ready? Here's a tweet calling her performative you can put up while talking about her. And yeah, it is performative activism. Now, here's how I feel about this. Okay, so first and foremost, every single person shitting on her for going to the Met Gala, including all the leftists, including all the right-wingers, like, they would love to go to the Met Gala. Why the fuck would you not want to go to the Met Gala? Are you kidding me? When you go to the fucking Met Gala, you're not hanging out with like dumb fucking hedge fund managers or whatever the fuck. You're hanging out with some of the coolest people on the planet. Like, anyone that literally says that they would not, if invited, go to the Met Gala, I'm not taking you seriously. I'm sorry. People who are saying wrong in my chat, you would literally love to fucking meet me, and I'm an idiot, okay? I am nothing. I'm just a fucking random e-celeb. You're really gonna pass on the opportunity of fucking standing shoulder to shoulder with like Frank Ocean and shit? Get the fuck out of here. You're a psycho. You guys all stan celebrities. Like, you do. We always have a different set of standards for people that we personally love. And if they're outside of the realm of politics, then yeah, then, you know, they even say something like tax the rich. They're like, oh, based. But if they turn around and they become like public figures like myself, then of course the standard is increased. When you're not only just a public figure, but also a public servant or also a politician, then that's an entirely different level of standards that you have to abide by. So what I'm shocked by AOC's team, which no longer has as many like radical people in its ranks, still though, plenty of them, but not as many as before. Not a single person was like, damn, like this is, you know, this will probably be a bad look, especially in the way that she did it. Now, for me personally, like AOC does a lot of good work, man. She really does. Okay. Now, I think that it would have been better off if she like didn't wear a fucking tax the rich dress, but like wore a normal thing, whatever, and then turned around and utilized the opportunity that she had in front of the cameras to put out a message that showcased the income disparity and the wealth disparity that exists in America right now, which is worse off than the fucking Gilded Age, and that the Met Gala is a perfect demonstration of that gluttonous, over-the-top fucking expression, this demonstration of wealth. It's the worst fucking kind of idol worship that we see that completely sedates the fucking masses, and that like utilizing the opportunity that she had in front of fucking cameras to make a statement about that and be like, look, I came here. I'm a fucking congressperson in New York. This wonderful designer wanted me to come with them. And obviously, like, I mean, fuck, I'm gonna meet some fucking cool ass people. Like, yeah, of course I'm gonna go. I was a fucking bartender 3 years ago. Obviously, I'm gonna fucking go to this shit. What are you, crazy? But also, let's not forget that there are Black Lives Matter protesters outside right now that are getting their fucking heads caved in by a brutal occupying force in the form of the New York Police Department. And we're over here, you know, sipping on fucking cocktails. And that disparity and that contradiction exists within the way our society is formed. And we are not doing a single fucking thing about it. So I'm here to tell you that this is completely unacceptable, okay? Addresses the statement, dumbass. Yeah, it's not a fucking threatening statement. That's the point. It is neutering a statement that is supposed to be a threat, but it's not a threat. And that's the reality. And that's why I think a lot of people are upset. A lot of people are upset because a lot of people assume that, you know, AOC came in and she was going to be like a revolutionary socialist or some shit. Like, I never had those kinds of assumptions. I never had those kinds of assumptions from her. I think she is a great politician overall. And I think that there is utility to her being a media darling, because that, as long as she maintains her values, as long as she continues to advocate for the policies and try to write legislation that is, albeit marginally, still bettering the living conditions, the material conditions of working class Americans, then I'm totally fine. I don't give a fuck if she goes to the goddamn Met Gala. I don't care. But AOC wearing a tax the rich gown is not a threat. So people like lefties that see her at this event, this gala, which is like the perfect demonstration, like I said, of wealth hoarding, gluttony, tax evasion, even, you know what I mean? Like, where rich people are just like funding the arts program for other rich people for the most part in an effort to, like, you know, shelter some of their assets. Going to the heart of that and wearing a tax the rich gown is not necessarily a threatening stance that will bring the fucking fight back. So I think that leftist figures should be cool. There is actually a lot of good that comes out of like making the left seem more marketable and cool. I'm sorry, I don't agree with the fucking dumbasses with their fucking 3-person Patreons that are failing to fucking launch their own personal socialist project off the ground, that are just like, I'm maintaining my principles by being this way. No, like, you're just unlikable, okay? You're an ideological purist, you're unlikable, and you are coming across like a fucking woke scold all the goddamn time when you fucking take down and tear down shit that most people appreciate and enjoy. But having said that, I totally understand why this was a fucking bad look, and it would have been better if it was more honest. AOC should have been like, fuck yeah, I'm gonna go fucking hang out with celebrities. Are you kidding me? But also, this event is fucking dog shit for the most part. But you don't do that if you want to get invited again. If you don't do that if you want to be in those circles. And I think a lot of people see that and sense that and get upset at that. They think to themselves like, oh, she's selling out. To the average person who's not watching me all the fucking time, ultimately, this looks like yet another, you know, classic socialist, but like wearing a tax the rich gown at a $30,000 a fucking plate gala, okay? And unfortunately, that is precisely how liberals will weaponize it against AOC and against progressives. And unfortunately, that's how fucking the right will weaponize it. You keep saying she does all these wonderful things. What has AOC done to further even a social democratic platform in Congress besides aesthetics? Okay, that's actually a great question. And I will bring this up right now. So AOC as a presence in Congress is already a force for good, considering that there are other people, just like how Bernie Sanders got AOC and the squad involved in politics. AOC's continued efforts within the Congress, one, creates another fucking group of like younger people that want to that feel like they can also have a say. So that's one. But when it comes down to legislation, when it comes down to legislative agenda, AOC and the Progressive Caucus right now are holding fucking strong in the $3.5 trillion bipartisan package. And Nancy Pelosi is forced to fucking listen to them because there's 42 Democrats that are in the House of Representatives that are literally stopping moderate Democrats like Joe Manchin from having their fucking say. And that's precisely how we, unlike ever before, have a fucking opportunity to pass this massive and very much needed infrastructure package. So that's huge. AOC is currently working like a fucking Bernie Sanders soldier, along with many others in Congress. But lastly, as far as what AOC did or what AOC has done, that doesn't get a lot of fucking coverages. And by the way, I've criticized her plenty when it comes to her foreign policy stuff. Venezuela arguments are terrible. Her Bolivia coup take was bad. Israel takes have actually gotten better, possibly because of pressure from Rashida and also Ilhan Omar. But, you know, most of her foreign policy takes are unfortunately very liberal and not great. But as far as, as far as other like domestic policy positions and things that she has done that is actually good. Here, I'll give you some more. Like, one of the most recent things that happened literally the same day. This is from last year, but like it was getting a lot of coverage. Literally today, the day that AOC's like fucking thing, the day AOC's address was popping off, is her repealing the Faircloth Amendment. This is a 1998 law that sets limits on public housing construction. Completely ridiculous fucking amendment that is idiotic and bad and completely snuck in there. She did this last year. There's a lot of work that she does in her own district. NY14 resident here. She's worked really hard to get us relief from COVID by paying off her funeral costs and hurricane relief insurance. She does a lot of fucking fundraisers for mutual aid, which is really good. So she's doing a fuckload for her goddamn district. Here, there's one of the hosts of Pod Damn America had like a decent amount of information on this as well. Here, this summarizes it well. Getting funds shifted to the DA for addiction recovery, getting toxic waste sites in Puerto Rico cleaned up, getting Big Pharma to reduce the price of PrEP. No one wants to be a simp, so there's very little incentive to tweet about this stuff, but we're getting a very skewed picture of what's actually happening. I can understand why people say she hasn't done anything when almost all the content they see about it is her saying something stupid. I get the caution against celeb worship, but I really do not think that we're in danger at this point. AOC's been effectively delegitimized amongst a fairly large portion of people who supported Bernie. Find her distasteful, but this portends very well for the establishment. Okay? AOC worked with DSA-affiliated rideshare drivers to cooperate to get people to COVID testing sites and vaccinations, etc. Yeah, she raised $2 million overnight for Texas when fucking Ted Cruz went over and you know, tucked his tail and went to Mexico. So, like, ultimately, AOC is a good congressperson, okay? A great congressperson, a great fucking fundraiser, not for, like, other buddies in the Democratic Party and other fucking demons in the Democratic Party, but also a great congressperson that is doing a lot of fucking mutual aid. So she's covering her fucking bases. The moment that she like caves and gives up on a lot of more important demands is a moment that I think criticism towards her will be justifiable. She inspired me to get involved in local politics, and I'm slowly moving up. Yeah, 1,000%. I'm sorry, boys. I'm old. Okay, I'm 30 years old. I remember a time when there was like a fucking handful of congresspeople that would even come across as like openly social democrats. Okay, there's a reason why I love Bernie so much, and I will defend him till the day I fucking die. And that is because he was one of those fucking very lonely people out there who never stopped. So I'm sick and tired of fucking other leftists also shitting on AOC in a similar capacity to shitting on fucking Bernie Sanders. The liberals shit on Bernie Sanders in the same exact way that fucking leftists are shitting on AOC. Like, oh, she's not doing enough. Yeah, no shit, she's not doing enough. Congress fucking sucks. What the fuck were you expecting? You thought she was going to be a fucking vanguardist, revolutionary Marxist? Like, no, she's not going to do that. She was never going to do that. Do I have very legitimate concerns that she will get swallowed by the glitz and glamour that is offered to her by the media? Is it ripe for co-optation by the capital-owning class to just come in and be like, we are going to neuter your message and turn it into one that is not hurtful to the bourgeois interests? Yes, I do. I do fear that. But as it stands currently, she's doing all right. So that's my take.
My God, tax the rich.
Oh, she can read.
Model, AOC. What up? I didn't know you model as well.
Oh my God.
Damn.
I love how she's acting like this is new, like Taylor Swift winning her 19th award.
Oh my God.
I don't, what? Am I, oh, it says tax that I didn't even know.
I love how she's acting like everyone there isn't rich.
Right.
Yeah.
Isn't it funny, guys? Not really.
You realize this is a lady, this is a broad, if I may, and I may, who sells tax the rich sweatshirts for $58.
Wow.
Oh.
58.
Back in 2020, she wore a $14,000 outfit for her Vogue photo shoot. And she's like, hi guys, who cares? I didn't keep it. Doesn't matter. You're trying to make people feel, what about the self-esteem issue?
Okay, number one, the reason why the tax the rich fucking sweatshirts are $58 is because they're domestically manufactured and union made, you fucking jackass. Maybe you would know that if you ever actually tried to fucking ethically source your fucking product that you sell, but no, of course not. You don't give a fuck about your hog-ass fucking fans. You only LARP as someone who cares about the working class, and you don't actually abide by the principles because you have none, okay? That's the reality. You can sell $5 fucking t-shirts and sweatshirts if you don't actually fucking source your manufacturers in an effort to fundraise for yourself, by the way, in an effort to fundraise for your fucking campaign. It's not like it's going into her goddamn fucking pocket, dude. Jesus Christ, this shit fucking triggers the fuck out of me. It's so stupid. She fucking sells sweatshirts expensive. Yeah, of course, it's expensive because it's fucking union made. I thought you cared about the fucking working class dipshit. No, you don't. It's only a fucking aesthetic that you can like jump onto. So shut the fuck up. I can't believe, Lord forgive me, I'm about to do this, but dude, are you fucking kidding me? Bro, he literally fucking sells like, okay, you sell Free Speech Matters shirts for fucking $48. Wait, where was this done? Where was it manufactured? Hold on. $40 Free Speech Matters hoodie. So this fucking piece of shit is selling Gildan, made in a Chinese factory, not to even fucking, fund a political movement or anything like that. Just to fucking line his pockets up, and he's selling it for nearly the same fucking price as AOC's merch. That's crazy, man. Love that. Love that fucking fat markup, dude. Look, I'm working with garment producers right now for my merchandise. So I know how much this shit costs. In bulk, he's literally fucking marking this shit up. Like, it's like, depending on what the, depending on like which drop shipping company you're working with, is like, it ranges from like $10 max. He's 4Xing the fucking markup on a Gildan sweatshirt that's made in fucking China and shilling it to his dumbass fucking audience. Depending on the volume, it could be even cheaper than $10 too, by the way. Just remember that. Anyway, let's keep going.
Fashion. Back to AOC though, and it's a good point. You realize this is a lady, this is a broad, if I may, and I may, who sells tax the rich.
Such a big man, dude. I love being a fucking big boy. You know what I mean? I love being a big boy by being like, she's a broad, if I may. And I will. I just called AOC a broad. It's like, you're a kid. You are literally a fucking child. You have a kid brain. Young lady, a broad. It's like so fucking stupid. It's so, here's something I love. I love when white dudes will be like, what? I don't understand. Like, where is the sexism? Like, oh, you think everything is sexist? Like, whatever. Or that women don't actually get, like, additionally marginalized on the virtue of their gender. And then they add that in there on purpose to literally demean them. You know what I mean? Like, why did you do that then? Why did you just say, like, a broad or a young girl? Like, you're doing it because you recognize that that's supposed to, like, be demeaning, okay? You're devaluing someone's position. Someone who has done profoundly more than you ever will.
Vogue photo shoot and say, hi guys, who cares? I didn't keep it. Doesn't matter. You're trying to make people feel. What about the self-esteem issue? You're trying to make people feel lesser than for not having a $14,000 outfit. You think that it's harmful to people's self-esteem?
So this is the other part, the $14,000 outfit. That's how fucking photo shoots work. They make you wear fucking shit. They make you wear designer shit. I did one too. Of course, Steven Crowder has never done one because he's a fucking loser and no one cares about him and no one would want to hear from him other than his fucking audience. So yeah. What is she supposed to do? Be like, nah, I'm not wearing this. I'm not wearing this fucking Dolce & Gabbana shirt or whatever the fuck. Also, is he dying? What's happening? Like, I feel like he's having a hard time breathing when he's talking right now.
You know, not having a BMI over 40 on a magazine? What about putting a $14,000 dress on a magazine? By the way, illegally parked her Tesla. I don't know if there's anything more elitist than illegally parking your Tesla behind a Whole Foods that's only 2 blocks down.
It's like
Wait, what is this? What? I didn't even know this one. AOC's electroshock. Tesla, owned by Socialist Firebrand, is spotted illegally parked outside of a DC Whole Foods. Oh my God, this is like the $35,000 Tesla with a New York place and a congressional parking pass was pictured in a no parking zone near AOC's luxury DC apartment. Like, why is this fucking news, bro? You are an obsessed psychopath. An obsessed fucking psychopath. To like turn this into fucking newsworthy shit. Is it just like what? Also, I love that the flex is like the extravagance is a $35,000 fucking Tesla, dude. What a fucking broke boy, dude. Are you kidding me? $35,000 car? How much do these fucking idiots think normal cars cost, dude? She bought the fucking cheapest Tesla.
Behind a Whole Foods that's only 2 blocks down.
It's like parking your Bentley on a homeless man. Yes. Like, will you watch this while I go in?
Bentley? $35,000 car is a Bentley now, dude? Oh, these fucking hogs, man. Oh my Lord, dude.
And she still owes, by the way, $2,000 in taxes from 2020 for a failed publishing company. So she hasn't. Look, you can pay those taxes. You suckle at the government teat.
She owes taxes?
Yes.
I thought as American citizens, if we owed taxes, they came for us. They came knocking on the doors.
Oh, they did this with Jamal Bowman too. It's like, I don't understand how fucking these dipshits do this. Like, I don't understand it. Like, first of all, 90% of the time, these people themselves don't even know that they have these fucking taxes they owe. They did this with Jamal Bowman during that election in New York as well. And then they fucking pay the taxes. Like, you find out that you owe taxes and you pay it. It's an unnecessarily complicated structure, unfortunately, as a consequence of third-party private industry coming in and making the tax system as complicated as fucking humanly possible. $2,000 in, wow, how such tax evasion, dude. Such fucking tax evasion. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Does she have some unpaid parking tickets too, man? You should get really fucking mad. AOC was caught jaywalking. So much for the law-abiding left.
Thing is,
I'll give her $2,000.
She spray painted a white dress at a $30,000 gala where they will give it to other costumes which they consider fashion. But her abuela still doesn't have a roof. So hey,
but there was a GoFundMe for that. I thought we took care of this issue.
It wasn't allowed to go.
I know. I'm just saying.
Yeah, it wasn't allowed to go because she was offended by it.
I thought she was shamed into at least paying for the roof and saying, no, abuela, I'll take care of it.
Oh no. She has no shame. Didn't you see the video that we showed?
Yes, I did.
Another.
Oh my God, they're so fucking disgusting, dude. And so many people are. I'm losing my mind thinking about like just how fucking easily consumable and digestible this kind of fucking bullshit is.
Blatant display of the hypocrisy at the Met Gala was. Here's something too. People don't understand. The elitists. Only the workers had to wear masks. Only.
This is the only fucking part of that same exact fucking concept that we've shown time and time again that I low-key agree with. And yes, that is a damning fucking photo when you see every single person that's supposed to be working there versus the fucking celebrities that are there having fun. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but you see all the fucking people in the background. They all got masks on. None of the celebrities do. That's not a fucking... That 1000% creates a lot of fucking class resentment. Not in a good way. Normally, I'm a fan of fucking class resentment, obviously. A big part of what I do is agitation. But that kind of class resentment is reshifting the legitimate anger that working class people should feel towards policies that are good for public health. You get that? That shit sucks.
Only the workers were wearing masks. So you have a bunch of celebrities out there and I don't know, tens of thousands of dollars, sometimes hundreds of thousands of dollars in outfits, not wearing masks. Only the workers serving them wear masks, except for J-Lo and Ben Affleck, because they just had to out-gay the fellow TikToker.
How's that work?
Dude, you can't win. First, he says, like, the workers had to be forced to wear masks. And then, you know, he's wearing a mask, so he's gay. It's gay to wear a mask. And gay is bad, of course, for those of you who are unaware. Yes, kissing J-Lo is gay. And gay is bad.
You wonder why Donald Trump has picked up the Blue Dog Democrats? It's because people, whether you understand this or not, people don't want to be sermonized to about taxing the rich and the wealthy from people who...
Yeah, dude, people don't want to be sermonized to about taxing the rich. Instead, we should be giving sermons about how the rich are really good and we should be fucking dogs to the wealthy and that they already pay their fair share in taxes, right? Because that's what Steven Crowder is advocating for. So continue being a fucking cuck. If you are a Steven Crowder fan and you're in my audience right now, go ahead, hang out with this fucking cuck. Come in here and advocate to literally make sure that I have more money in my pocket in the end of the year, okay? You're literally helping me if you fucking seethe. If you hate me, then why the fuck are you advocating to make sure that me and all of these other homosexual liberal fucking libtards in Hollywood are keeping more of their fucking dollars in their own pockets? You dumb fuck. That's why I like cucking myself, because I fucking love Steven Crowder, and you know, I just one day I'll be rich too, so that's why.
Greed can also be power, which she's clearly into that.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's very true. We really are at a point here where they want to pit everyone against each other based on money and then hope that you don't understand that they are a part of this elite ruling class.
Oh my God, I'm dying. Okay, there's another bench of people. I'm going to put myself through this.
AOC showed up to the Met Gala. Now, nothing says woman of the people like showing up to a gala where the average ticket costs $30,000. Now, I assume she didn't pay for that. I assume that she was gifted the ticket by somebody in the management at the Met Gala. She wore a white dress from I actually was wondering who the maker of the dress was. Apparently, the maker of the dress is some famous shoe designer. I guess they don't even sell dresses normally. So they made it special for her. And she was wearing a special white dress with a slogan on the back of it reading, "Tax the rich." Tax the rich. At the Met Gala, surrounded by all of the rich people, including AOC, who makes $174,000 a year, not being a barmaid, but being a person who is in Congress mouthing off on Instagram.
I mean, I'm in favor of fucking lowering how much congresspersons get paid, to be perfectly clear. Like, but, $174,000 a year that you're getting paid, especially when you're fucking AOC and you don't have, like, when you don't have assets like Joe Manchin or every other fucking politician. I don't know. A lot of your money is going directly to rent in DC and also in New York. And also, the hilarious part about this is, she was just a barmaid. Like, you're already admitting it, dude. You're literally admitting that, like, this is a person who went from, like, working at a fucking bar to being a prominent congressperson who got invited to the fucking Met Gala in 3 years. Like, there is no, like, glow up story harder than that. The only reason why Ben hates it is because she did it while also representing leftist values. If there was a bartender, a self-made bartender that became like a young capitalist voice, Ben would love this. He would fucking love it, dude. He would be like, oh my God. He would never shut the fuck up about it. Schrodinger's AOC. She's working class barmaid, but also she's a filthy rich elitist. Yeah, exactly.
She is not a member of the lower classes in the United States, gang. Neither is Bernie Sanders. Bernie Sanders is a millionaire who owns 3 homes. AOC is not a member of the blue-collar working class any longer. Okay, so AOC shows up to the Met Gala to hobnob with the rich and famous. Now notice, again, this is cosplaying the revolution. She isn't outside yelling at the people going into the Met Gala that they need to be taxed more. She's not outside telling them that they should be giving all of the money not to the Metropolitan Museum of Fashion, but to actual poor people. Because let me tell you something, if you donate to the Metropolitan Museum of Art, that money ain't going to the poor. Okay? Instead, the idea here is that she is...
See, this is what fucking frustrates me. This is the secondary part of this that frustrates me. Art is oftentimes used as a vehicle for tax evasion. This is certainly true. But I fucking hate that Republicans use it as an opportunity to shit on, like, funding cultural programs. I fucking despise that, dude. It makes me so mad. It's just like, dude, that's not a bad thing, okay? Funding museums and cultural programs is not a bad thing. Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit. Fuck you, okay? Seriously, fuck you.
She's a heroine. It's iconic, according to reporters for Rolling Stone. Iconic. Oh, incredible. She is, here she is wearing this dress that says tax the rich. And we're all supposed to swoon because, again, she's not actually doing anything revolutionary. She's going to a bunch of people who agree with her about taxing the rich, at least when they're at events like this. And then they go home and they say to their accountant, so where do I stash my cash so I don't get taxed? That's how...
You're making this up. This is projection. And this is the exact same kind of projection that I get too. It's like you're doing a self-report on how you operate. So you assume that every single person has to be doing the same exact thing. That's it. It's deep suspicion that stems from where you come from, how your attitudes are.
How it actually works in Hollywood. You have a bunch of Hollywood higher-ups. I'm happy to pay the highest taxes in all the land. And then they call up Berman the accountant. They're like, okay, figure out where to stash. Cayman Islands, would that work for you? How do I avoid paying? What's the minimum I can pay? I noticed a lot of these people are not big on actually the giving of the charity or the signing of a larger checks to the federal government, I've noticed. But AOC decides to show up and she's going to shame them. And they all look deeply ashamed, right? They all look as though they have been just slapped in the face with a wet fish. Or alternatively, they know that she's just part of the game. Because again, Robespierre didn't show up at Versailles wearing culottes that said, kill the monarchs. He just killed the monarchs.
So what's up? Is AOC now supposed to kill the fucking capitalist class? Is that what she's advocating for? Why is Ben Shapiro falsely taking the fucking stance that a social democratic or democratic socialist, but like definitely, you know, her fucking political desires in the short term certainly are just, you know, basic social democracy. Why is that supposed to be like murdering the fucking wealthy? Like, I don't understand. Would you appreciate it more if she was murdering the wealthy? I am confused by this.
If you're going to be a revolutionary, you got to be a revolutionary. You don't get to hobnob with the let them eat cake crowd, which is...
But she's not. And that's what I'm always looking at, where it's like, she's not a fucking revolutionary. She's not. She's literally a politician. Why the fuck would a politician be a revolutionary? If she wanted to be a revolutionary, or if others that claim to be revolutionaries, they would be doing revolutionary organizing, okay? Which, by the way, being a social democratic politician in the United States of America will most likely contribute more to revolutionary organizing by, at the very least, normalizing these sorts of positions for a broader audience that would have never even fucking heard about this shit, so they can be radicalized on their own beyond that.
And there's still a lot of people in this country who are suffering, who can't go back to work. In New York City, you can't go back to work in a lot of places because of all the vaccine requirements. AOC's district is one of the less wealthy districts in New York. And here she is.
Yeah, he should have, and she's insanely popular. So what does that tell you, dumbass?
Is taking that, you know, Joe Manchin, who's really bad. Joe Manchin, the plutocrat, Joe Manchin. I didn't see him at the Met Gala. I didn't see this piece of work.
Yeah, dude, Joe Manchin is actually, dude, okay, this is the great, okay, there you go. That's the argument, dude. Socialism is when no Met Gala. Joe Manchin is now a socialist. Joe Manchin is now a better fucking friend to the working class, despite the fact that, you know, he routinely fucks over the working class directly to fucking line his pockets.
In the Met Gala. There she was, the Met Gala, hobnobbing with all of her fashionable friends, standing up to the patriarchy, standing up to capitalism with all of these beneficiaries of capitalism who are dancing with the mask of the Red Death at the ball that protects them from being part of the rest of the pandemic. It is galling to say the least, for sure. Now, I guess the dresses designer was Aurora James, and she went with her dress designer, and she discussed what it means to be working class women of color at the Met. Yes, wow, it's like Cinderella going to the ball.
I mean, it literally is in many ways, though. Like, you already fucking made fun of her for being a barmaid. Like, you literally are talking about someone who worked at a fucking bar and had a negative net worth until like 2 years ago, who's now like a prominent figure in leftist fucking spaces, who was invited to the fucking Met Gala. Like, yeah, why are you so fucking triggered by this, dude? I don't understand. I mean, I know why he's triggered by this. Like I said, if it was a fucking Republican in the similar position, Republicans would love fucking talking about how great this guy is. Okay.
Yeah. Wow. There was AOC. She was sitting in her kitchen doing an Instagram post about how to make a smoothie. And she looked over into the fire and she just began sifting through the ashes for a potato, a crumb to eat. And that's when they began calling her AO Cinderella.
Dude, I hate this. Like, I hate this so much. Like, you have to literally be in a destitute position to advocate for fucking progressive change, dude.
And AO Cinderella then had Billy Porter arrive as the fairy godmother and grant her wish, which was to go to the ball with all of the special people, wearing a dress that said on the back, tax the rich.
Yeah, I don't give a fuck.
Wow. And then she turned back into a pumpkin. She had to go back to Washington, D.C. and hang out with all the other pumpkins. So here she was, blue-collar AOC, explaining her own heroism. Not all heroes wear capes. Some wear $2,000 dresses designed by Aurora James. Here she is.
When Aurora and I were first kind of partnered, we really started having a conversation about what it means to be working class women of color at the Met. And
oh my God.
Said, we can't just play along, but we need to break the fourth wall and challenge some of the institutions. And while the Met is known for its spectacle, we should have a conversation about it.
Well, they're known about the spectacle. We should have a conversation about it. You know what the conversation is? That you're a hypocrite. That's the conversation. We're standing outside with the signs.
Yeah, I mean, he's not wrong. That is what the conversation turned into, which is why I'm saying that, like, it didn't yield a productive conversation about, like, taxing the wealthy or having Gilded Age level wealth inequality. Okay, it was just not good. It was just, like, fucking bad. It was a flop, straight up. Like, people keep saying, but it trended on Twitter. But it trended. Like, yeah, it trended for the wrong reasons. Oh, last thing. Love your dress, but what do you want to say to the critics for attending the Met Gala? I thought about the criticism I'd get, but honestly, I and my body have been so heavily and relentlessly policed from all corners of politically since the moment I won my election that it's kind of become expected and normalized to me. The irony is that when women in power take the prospect of criticism to be cautious in their actions, they are then criticized for being inauthentic or too calculated. Ultimately, the haters hated of the people who are thoughtful were thoughtful. But we all had a conversation about taxing the rich in front of the very people who lobby against it and punctured the fourth wall of excess and spectacle. Honestly, our culture is deeply disdainful and unsupportive of women, especially women of color and working class women and LGBTQ immigrant from the bottom up. Whether it's a lack of childcare support or especially reserving pillory for elected women and femme people, the more intersections one has, the deeper the disdain. It's just like, it's a leftist ass meme, but it's very liberal. For example, did you know that many elected officials regularly attend due to our responsibilities in keeping cultural institutions accessible to the public? That I was one of many yesterday. Did you know that if you live in New York City area, you can go to the Met, including the same costume exhibit the wealthy saw last night for as little dollars as you'd like? Check it out this weekend because the Met belongs to the people. Like, there are so many people that fucking criticize her because of sexism and because of racism and all this other stuff. The only legitimate criticisms are just that, like, are you defanging your ideals in an effort to be to be beloved by the wealthy oligarchs? I don't think so. Some seem to think so, and that's precisely why I say I don't give a fuck. Okay, I don't think so. Breaking news, AOC and Rashida Tlaib and Mark Pecan are leading a renewed effort to prohibit the delivery of U.S.-made bombs to Israel. The latest example of how Israel's May assault on Gaza spurred progressives to challenge U.S. arms sales to Israel. Hasan coping hard. Hasan cope. Cope for what?